We are Smooth 98.1. We love music and we love life. And of course, we love to have great conversations. This is Lagos Talks on the Smooth Breakfast. My name is Ayokunmi Kekiriakun. Great to have you on this journey as we delve into different issues, different topics about anything and really everything. Just bring them to the fore, to, should I say, to give you some information, to educate you as well. And of course, get your perspective and your experiences with the sort of things that we have conversations about. It's an interactive session. So I would love you, or we would love you to come through and share your thoughts with us on WhatsApp or give us a call. Now, the WhatsApp number is 0809 440 981. 0809 440 981. That is the WhatsApp number. You can send messages there or give a call on WhatsApp if, let's say, for example, you're not in the country or it's just a lot easier for you to call via that medium. You can also call us on the studio line, which is 0201 4489981. 0201 4489981. We're also streaming live on YouTube. You can catch us at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. And today we're diving into a topic that's reshaping the landscape of work as we know it. That's talking about AI. Yes, artificial intelligence. And we're going to have that conversation in conjunction with project management as well. For those who are into that field or into any particular field really right now, I'm sure you've heard about AI this, AI that, to take our jobs, to do this and so on and so forth. There's been a lot said about that. I'm looking at how we can navigate the future of work, how we can make the best use of it, and how we can, should I say, be 10 steps ahead, if that is even possible, as well as AI continues to evolve. It's not just transforming industries, but also the way we manage projects and we lead teams as well. So today we will be exploring how AI is integrated into project management on one hand, into other industries as well. We'll be debunking some common myths and, of course, discussing the future of work in this very rapidly changing digital age. So whether you're a seasoned project manager, you're a seasoned professional, or you're just curious about the role of AI, this discussion will shed a whole lot more light on what lies ahead. So you definitely need to keep it tuned. So joining me this morning to have this conversation, even though she's up really, really early where she is, and I appreciate her for taking the time out to actually join me this morning. It's my guest is Oyinlola Obafunsho. She's an IT project manager. She's also the vice president of Volunteers Project Management Institute. Great to have you this morning, Oyinlola. It's a pleasure.
Hi, Hiwai. Good morning. Um, yeah, it's nice to be here. Thank you so much for this. I think I wanted to talk about when you were talking about the future of AI, and I saw a post yesterday on IG, and this person was talking about the fact that whenever she uses Siri, and she's like, "Hey Siri," and Siri is always like, "Mm-hmm." And unlike when you use Alexa, I think Alexa is more respectful than Siri. Siri is, I don't know. And people are saying, "Oh, have you tried Google? The Android Google is more respectful." And the likes, that one says, "Hi, how can I help you?" And the likes, I'm like, okay, maybe I should try it. Because for me, the first time I heard a friend of mine that had Siri at home, and he was like, "Hey Siri," and Siri was like, "Mm-hmm." The African in me was like, "What's that?" No, you don't do that here. So
I can
yes,
just imagine.
exactly. So I think that for those three companies, they are all evolving. So a company has Siri, another has Alexa, another has Google. It's less for you to choose what's best for you and what works for you.
Most definitely, most definitely. But let's start at the beginning here. As was said in Alice in Wonderland, let's start at the beginning, which is what we're going to be doing. Now, I just need to know because I'm really curious. I've heard about project management quite a bit, and I'm on the periphery when it comes to what exactly is that. But anyways, what exactly inspired you to get into project management? What exactly is it for those who would really want to know what it is, what it's all about, and how have your experiences, in Nigeria and in the US as well, influenced the way you manage projects today?
I think for some people, I've met people who said that, okay, so I came into project management field by mistake. And some people are like, oh, it was
Ah,
an intentional step for me. And the truth of the matter is, I feel like we all, one way or the other, manage projects in our individual lives. And for me, from the onset, it has always been I love managing events, nothing serious, just events basically.
Okay.
And yeah, like birthday and bridal showers and the likes. And then I remember that I worked in a real estate firm back in Nigeria. That was my first experience of what project management was all about. And my job role was administrative officer. But for a reason that I don't know, my boss asked me to go on the field and supervise building constructions and the likes. And just like every other company, I mean, I did not study architecture in campus. I don't know what it is all about. So I'm
Nothing,
like,
nothing about that
exactly.
was known to you.
So I was like, excuse me, what's happening here? And she was like, I don't care how you do it, just get it done. And right there on the job, I had to learn to talk to everybody, create a relationship with everybody. And it was easier for me to learn what they were doing because I had to write a report to my boss daily. And I can't sound like I didn't know what I was doing to her. So I had to create a relationship with everybody on the field and ask questions and also sound like I knew what they were also doing because
Mm,
it's when
mm.
you don't when people notice that you don't know what you're doing, I mean they take it for granted. And then there was this day somebody came to supervise what we were working on and it was like, oh, I'm the project manager for this project. And I'm like, where have you been all this way? Why you just called me? And I was like, oh, but I see you're doing a good job. So I'll just leave you to keep doing what you're doing. And that was my first experience of what project management was all about. And then along the line, I spoke to some friends and I spoke to my siblings. And then I was like, okay, I think I'm just going to learn what this is about online. And then I was taking an online course on what project management was about. Then I had left the real estate company, but then I had moved to the banking sector this time
Okay.
around. And then I discovered that there was a project management department in the bank. That was quite interesting because the first experience I had of project management was building. So knowing that project management was also existing in the banking sector, that was very interesting for me.
Ah,
And I didn't finish my course because I relocated to the United States to study project management also. And that was how I went fully into the project management field. So for me, I think it was a mistake, and along the line, I took an intentional step.
very interesting. I mean, it's amazing how when you do something unintentionally, you just find
Mhm.
yourself loving where you are in that moment and continue on that trajectory. So it's interesting to see that you went from, a chance meeting more or less with project management into where you are right now. Now, let's talk about your research and all that. Now, in your research on AI and project management, what were some of the most interesting discoveries that you actually made along the line? Now, how do you think these findings can help project managers who are professional and, should I say, not so professional? Because, like you said, everybody's a project manager in one way, shape, or form in everything that we do every day. Now, how do you think these your findings can actually help uh, project managers all around in their day-to-day work? I mean, how can it help me in my day-to-day work here in the studio?
Okay, so I think my first interesting discovery was the fact that AI has been existing for a very long time. And even though it just came into limelight in the 21st century, but it's been existing for a very long time. I discovered that one of the articles I read along the line, one of my lecturers wrote an article on AI in project management, 1996. I'm like, what?
Oh, wow, that far back.
Yes. And then he made reference to some people that had written it way even before that. I'm like, oh, this is very interesting. But then it came fully into limelight in the 21st century, thanks to, I don't know, maybe the Gen Z, whatever. But then that was very interesting for me. I also love the fact that along the line, I got to discover that um it's not it's here to stay. It's not an innovation that is just going to leave. And as much as people are written so much
Okay.
about AI, nobody has been able to come to the conclusion of the future of AI. Basically, everybody has so many predictions, but it's growing and it's going so fast, and we don't know exactly what is going to happen tomorrow because there are so many data into it. So many people impute so many data into it. And with the data and everything, it could go so much, so much than we can imagine. But right now, everybody's making their predictions, and I feel like it is best that with these predictions, we tend to manage the growth of AI. Because when you don't manage the growth of a thing and you're not prepared for its growth, then when it goes so big, you're just like, what just happened right now? Oh, I didn't see this
Mhm,
coming and the
mhm,
like. So
mhm.
yeah, I think it's very important that we also prepare for the growth of AI, even as much as we use it for our daily activities and routine. Um, I also got to discover the fact that without this data that we input in AI is very, very dumb. And you notice that when you use some things after a while, when you use some AI tools after a while, and then you discover that they have to keep updating that particular AI tool because of the data they are imputing in it. So when they don't have enough quality data in it, imagine that so many dumb people are using a particular AI tools, then it begins to give you wrong answers. It begins to respond in a very slow manner, in a manner that people are like, okay, so there was a time that people were complaining that ChatGPT was very slow and it was giving you wrong answers. And that was because of the data that were being imputed into ChatGPT at that point in time. Because everybody
Okay,
was using
okay,
ChatGPT and
okay.
the likes. I remember that somebody said that, do you know that people send chats on ChatGPT? They just come on ChatGPT and they're like, oh, so I'm bored today. Can we chat? Can we talk? I'm like, what are we using it for exactly? That's not it. I mean, you want to talk to something or a person. Talk to a person, not AI. ChatGPT has nothing to say to you. It's an artificial intelligence tool. It's not an emotional intelligence tool. What do you expect it to give to you?
They were just using it as a chat messenger, like maybe WhatsApp or something like that,
Exactly.
as opposed to using it for, should I say, some very productive things, as it were.
Yes. I know
Ah,
that after a while, if you keep using AI, then it begins to respond to you like okay, so I'm talking to this person, I've spoken to you for a while, I've gotten used to your conversation tone and the likes, then it begins to respond to you like it's talking to you, or like when it's talking to somebody else, the response will be different from when it's talking to you. So yes, I know that AI does that a lot. All these AI tools does that a lot. It depends on how you converse with them and your conversation style and the
mm,
likes. But then it's also very, very important that you don't use it for things like, oh, so I want to chat today I'm bored, tomorrow I'm this, tomorrow I'm that. It's not an
that's not a very
emotional
good use of
intelligence
it.
tool. Yeah,
Interesting, interesting. So really, it's like garbage in, garbage out, more or less. What you put into it at the end of the day will determine the sort of responses and results that you get along the line. Very interesting thoughts that are being shared right here this morning on Lagos Stuff. We'll continue on that trajectory in a little bit. We're going to be talking about some of those myths and worries that people actually have in terms of AI coming to take over and being the future. Keep it tuned to Lagos Talks on Smooth 98.1. This is Smooth Breakfast. We'll be back in a bit. Okay, quick break and we'll jump back in.
are you playing music for them?
Hmm?
Are you playing music?
No, an ad break.
Oh, okay.
An ad break. It's just about a minute and then we'll come back in. So people actually just sit and I'm chatting with AI. I see they're chatting with a friend. Why?
I think it's boredom.
I'm sorry. Aren't there enough human beings in their lives to deal with? They're talking to an emotionally unintelligent um being. Nah, nah, nah. Nah, that's just too much. No wonder. That's why they always say that the prompts you put in need to be very, 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 very detailed in order to get the best
Yes,
results. I
performance.
actually learned
Yes.
that over time that the sort of prompts you put in, so if you put in a rubbish prompt, you're going to get rubbish results.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that the very hard way. So over time, I've learned that almost be as specific and as expansive as possible,
Yes,
describing what it
exactly.
is that you want. I mean, a lot of things I do, maybe I want to draft some question and all that. I just put it in there.
Mm-hmm.
It makes life a whole lot easier. It makes
It
life
does, actually.
a whole lot easier. I'm sorry. Some people are saying, it makes you lazy, this and that. I disagree. I think where you become lazy is when you delegate every single thing to it.
So yeah, yes.
Eh, that is where there's an issue. But okay, you've done the work to a particular point, and then okay, you now input some things to AI to get some more results and all that. I think that works. But that, you now leave all the work to AI. No, no, no. Okay, let's jump back into things. Welcome back to Lagos Talks on the Smooth Breakfast on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. 18 minutes past 9 a.m. on a hump of the week, Wednesday morning. My name is Ayokunmi, and we're talking about AI and project management, navigating the future of work. So if you're a project manager, hey, everyone, according to my guest, Oyinlola Obafunsho, is a project manager in some way, shape, or form. And we've all heard about AI, artificial intelligence, and how it is coming in to do this and do that, make life easier, and so on and so forth. Different myths have been flying all around. We're talking about how to navigate the future of work, how we can embrace this tool, because at the end of the day, it is a tool that we can embrace in order to make our lives a whole lot easier and not be afraid that it's coming to take over every single aspect of our lives. Now, Oyinlola is an IT project manager and vice president of Volunteer Project Management Institute. Join us on the conversation and share your thoughts, your experiences as well when it comes to AI. Are you a professional? And AI has been something that has made your work a lot easier. Do you feel threatened by AI within your industry, within your workspace as well? Come through and, of course, share your experiences and what you most look forward to in the future when it comes to work. The WhatsApp number is 0809 440 981. 0809 440 981. That's the WhatsApp number. We're also streaming live on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. All right, welcome back to the conversation this morning. Such a great pleasure to have you talking about this particular topic. Now, we've kind of like laid the groundwork here. Now, let's get into the point where we talk about something that's on people's minds, and that is that worry that people have that AI has come in with full armor, to take over jobs and replace them. Now, we've seen in some other countries where certain things now are done by robots, food deliveries and things like that. I mean, the humans who used to do these things have been pushed to one side to a degree. You see all these bots that deliver food. They go into an elevator, go to the floor where it needs to be delivered, and it's also honky dory and all that. So people in different industries are worrying. It's like the AI and the robots are coming to take over. I mean, cast your mind back to iRobot from 2004. That's the Will Smith movie. It's one I'm watching it again right now because it's just something that resonates with me so much. Now, from where you are sitting and your experience as a project manager and someone who is well into the AI space, what are some of common misunderstandings and myths about AI that people have, and how do you think AI will actually help you as a project manager and every other person out there who is trying to get one or two things done in their different fields?
So I think that in as much as I think that AI is going to help with so many jobs, I also think it's going to create so many opportunities. I just think that you just have to put yourself out there and be prepared for these opportunities. There are so many courses that you can take. There are so many trainings that you can take. There are so many things you can do to place yourself in that space. So when these new jobs come up, you discover that when you are searching for jobs online and there are so many jobs that are there and so many job titles, not necessarily tied up to what exactly you studied. And then you discover that the roles that they want you to do, the things they want you to do, they are more a bit technical and the likes.
Okay.
And then it just has to do with you putting yourself in that space. So I hear that I was talking to somebody yesterday, and then the person was telling me that, so I have PMP exam, but he said I'm an accountant. And he said that that's because in case I just find a project management role that entice me, I should be able to take up the role and not limit myself to the fact that I'm an accountant and that's just it. So I also feel like it's very important for people to upskill themselves, train yourself. Because the truth of the matter is that, like I said initially, AI is there to stay and it's not
Mm.
going anywhere. So it's important that you train yourself, you prepare yourself for the opportunities that are going to come your way. Even though that you don't want to be a chef forever. Well, I think so. You don't want to
Some
be a chef.
people, some people love cooking that much and want to own their own restaurant chains, I guess.
Yes, you want to own your restaurant chains and when you have your restaurant, you are going to want to have something that is not like a canteen or a booker or something like that.
Definitely,
So
definitely.
definitely you people that want to come and work there, except it's in a local village or something. But people that want to work there in the cities and the likes, they would also want to upskill themselves. Restaurants here actually train their chefs, they train their staffs, they train their chefs, they train their cooks to be able to fit into these things. And you'll be surprised that they pay them so well. So I know that yes, they pay chefs so well, they pay cooks so well, but then they are not just cooks that just mix the recipes together and that's it. That's it. There's more to being a chef than just cooking. There's more to being a cook or a chef rather than just mixing recipes together. There's more to that. And then you also meet
Sure.
different human beings. You meet different human beings on the day to day. So I'm just saying that for all those minor tasks, all those minor jobs, there are things that you might see them as being minor, but it's important that you upskill yourself. It's important that you grow. It's important that you also learn new things. And yes, work would definitely change. It's going to create new work. It's going to create new things. People are learning machine learning. People are learning artificial intelligence. People are learning different jobs. People are learning different things. And it's important that you also learn these things. It's important that you also learn these things and you also try to grow in whatever area that you are. I think it's important that people do not limit themselves because of AI. I think it's very, very important. AI is going to grow. It's in fact, it's going to grow so well, so big. And imagine that you are just there being laid back and leaving everything for AI to do it. Then what's going to become of you when AI passes you, when it has grown so much and you can't
Mm,
even handle
mm,
it yourself? So it's very important that you go in every aspect. It's very important that in as much as you're going in your soft skills, you're also going your technical skills. Because as much as these organizations want to employ a person that has these soft skills like communication skills um and stakeholder management skills, team builder skills, and all these things. It's very important that you also have your technical skills. It's very, very important. So that when a person that you're working with, or okay, so I remember that when I started, when my first class in project, no, my first semester on campus, and then we are taking the analytics class. And in my head, I'm wondering, what am I doing in this class? Because I don't understand. Who are you people asking me to learn programming? What do I need it for? And then my lecturer then said that it's important. So in case you have to work with a team of programmers and they bring something to you, I mean, this is what they do. So they can easily tell you that this is how it is, even though that thing is wrong. You should be able to an extent, still tell them that, oh, so this thing is wrong, or this is what I want you to do. You're not doing it this way. You might not understand it to the full extent of it, but have an idea, have an understanding of how exactly it works. Because I have friends that are programmers, and whenever they are, I mean, my fiance is a programmer, and whenever he's doing it, I'm like, what are you doing? This is magic. And so it's important that you go. It's important that you learn these things, learn different things. It's important that you learn data management skills, learn data analytics skills, programming, different skills. There are different skills out there for you to learn, and they're even free. Most of them, not all of them. But so it's important that you learn these things and don't just limit yourself to the fact that, you know what, I'm a project manager and that's all. No, it's very important that you widen your horizon and just learn new things.
Interesting thoughts. So now there's something you mentioned that it kind of alluded to a conversation that we're having off the air and talking about some people who say that AI, it makes one lazy, doesn't allow one to be creative and to, should I say, work to their full potential. And I'm just wondering right now, I mean, from your perspective, how key is it for one to not see AI as, should I say, a replacement for putting in the hard work, but to you, or but to see AI as a tool that you can use in conjunction with you doing the actual work. So that is to say, you have a task that you need to do. Now you've done the task to a particular level, and then maybe you need more information or you need a different perspective in terms of, okay, I've done this thing up to this point. How else can I do it? What else can I add to make it even better? So that's where the AI then comes in to assist being the key word in order for you to take that job you've done from, let's say, 70 or 80% to 100%. That's number one. And then number two, you talked about a lot of things that could be construed as technical, data management, data analytics, and all that. Now, for someone who is, let's say, in a field that is not so tech related, for example, of course, AI can be used in a lot of different fields. Now, how can those people actually leverage on the power of AI to stay one step ahead within their chosen careers?
I think I want to start with a second question. So there are so many skills that you can do, and you don't necessarily have to be as technical as it sounds. I
Okay.
mean, just like content creators, they don't make use of programming tools. They don't make use of tools like that. I'm a project manager and I can decide that I don't want to be an IT project manager because of the field that I am working with, or the industry that
Okay.
I'm working with rather. And so it basically depends on the field or the industry that you're working with. I'm not saying that you necessarily have to be a tech person that does coding in the sense, in the way it sounds.
Mm,
But I'm saying that one way or the other, it is important that you have a technical skill. You might not need it now, but we're in an advanced age, we're in a technical age, and so
mm,
it will not be nice to myself to limit myself to saying, you know what, because I am not in the tech space or whatever, so I'm not going to learn any technical skills. That's so not nice to yourself. Imagine that
ah,
a person cannot make use of Excel, a person cannot make use of something, okay, something as little as Microsoft Word or something. It's not technical as it sounds, but it's very,
mm,
very important. So you don't necessarily
okay,
have to say,
okay.
because I'm not in the tech space, I don't want to learn these skills. It's important that you learn these things because of your personal self. It's important that you know these things for your personal self. And then you can use AI for your personal self. You don't necessarily have to use AI because of your working in a company. Or like I said, we are all going because we want to be a better person, not necessarily because of the money aspect. I think I
Mm,
learned that
mm,
when I left Nigeria. In Nigeria, I understand that the economy is quite, so we are more of the money oriented. But unlike here, you make people do things and then they tell you that, oh, I'm doing this because this is my passion. This is what I want to do. You meet a
right.
person that is saying, I want to learn music. And I can't tell my father down to learn music in school. It's not possible. You want to learn what? No. So it's very important that you learn these things for your personal self, not because you necessarily are expecting money from it at the end of the day. And yes, it's AI. Oh Jesus, AI can make you so lazy. I know that. I know that firsthand because I've used AI on different levels, and I know that it can make you lazy. But then, just like you said, so imagine that I've done a job 70%, and then I'm asking AI to just touch this thing up and make it better, make it more professional and the likes for me. So yes, AI is going to do its job, but then at the end of the day, you're still going to go through whatsoever AI has done to be sure
Mm,
that it
mm,
has not
mm,
given you something out of the box, something that you do not necessarily need for what you are doing, or it has not given
right,
you a wrong
right.
answer. So it's important that in as much as you are using AI for your benefits, please know what you are doing. Please be
Mm,
sure that you have an idea of what you want. Because there are times that I've used AI for some assignments and it has given me some answers that I'm like, oh no, this answer is wrong. And it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Then it's going to go back. So imagine that I didn't know what I was doing at first I didn't know what I was doing at
exactly,
first. It was
exactly.
just going to.
You just take that answer, hook, line, and sinker. That AI has spoken, AI is correct. That sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's very important to actually also take into consideration. Interesting thoughts. We'll take another quick breather here. When we come back in, we'll talk about from your point of view, how some examples of tools that have made your job easier, and of course how these tools can work alongside people rather than replacing them. Very, very important that we need to bring that up. Keep it tuned to Lagos Talks. This is Smooth 98.1. We'll be back in a bit. Yes, it's 9:32, and we're still at number 4 or 5 or thereabouts. I told you.
Yeah, you
I
did. Are you not supposed to give me refreshment?
I'm sorry. Where in the US are you? Texas, Arizona, New York, California, Florida.
You want to send me money?
I just send you money. Sorry, what's currency do you spend over there?
Let me shout. I spend dollar.
Very good. So $1 is how much in naira, please?
No, I'm not going to do that. It does
Uh,
not matter.
it doesn't matter. You want to send me back to the village.
No.
Yeah.
How many naira do you want to send to me? Just more naira.
Naira going, it's not available. Naira is not
So what
available.
are you spending?
Ah, it's naira, but it's not available.
Okay,
The country is
I'll put
held.
that in mind.
All right. We are Smooth 98.1. We love music, we love life, we love tech, we love conversations. This is Lagos Talks on the Smooth Breakfast with yours truly, Ayokunmi Kekiriako. And we've been having a conversation this morning about AI and project management, and of course, navigating the future of work. This is 2024, the 21st century. Things are changing, things are evolving. You need to evolve and move with the times, or you get left behind, and nobody wants to be left behind. No, no, no. That is the actual truth. Join us on the conversation this morning. Share your experiences, your thoughts on AI. If you are a business owner, if you are, a thought leader in your field, have you been able to integrate AI into what you do? Have you been able to also get your staff and those who you mentor and so on and so forth on board when it comes to using AI for the right reasons? I need to add for the right reasons. Yes, come through and share your thoughts and experiences with us on this conversation on WhatsApp. The number is 0809 440 981 0809 440 981. That's the WhatsApp number. We're also streaming live on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Oyinlola Obafunsho is my guest. Welcome back, Oyinlola. And it's been quite an interesting conversation this morning. You sharing your insights into this particular topic. And it's very important that we always look to the future, look at what's happening now and how it's going to impact the future as well. So before we went on that breather, I mentioned that I would love you to share some examples of AI tools that have made your job easier, and tools that will also make the job of my job easier, the job of maybe a doctor in the hospital, an engineer, an architect, a lawyer, different fields. How we can make our lives easier, how it can help us really, and how we can work along, and how these tools can actually work alongside us rather than replacing us in what we do. Because people are afraid of that replacing. But it's all about working with them side by side.
Yeah, so you talked about doctor, and I remember that I watched a video online that robot was making. Okay, so it was a surgery, and I I don't remember seeing any human being there. I think they were all robots that were working on this human being for whatsoever surgery this person was having. And that was quite interesting that, oh, okay, so robots could also work on people in the theater. That was very interesting. But then, in my field as a project manager, so I use different tools for different things. And most times it depends also on the industry that I am working with at that particular point in time. Some industries are used to a particular tool and they don't want to change it. You can't force it on them. You have to adjust to what they are using. And most times when they're even bringing your board, they expect you to know this tool and you know how to make use of this tool. So it's important that, like I said, it's important to upskill yourself. But yes, as a project manager, it's very important that you know tools like Trello, like Jira, like you can even automate Trello and Jira to work together for you. And in all of these tools, so there are some companies that I remember working for a company one time and they said they use Monday.com. That was my first time hearing about it. And I'm like, okay,
Monday,
yes,
like
Monday.com.
like Monday, Tuesday, or like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yes,
that
but
Monday.
it's Monday.com.
Interesting.
Yes, and that was my first time hearing about it, and I'm like, okay, this is quite interesting. But thanks to Google, I was able to find out what Monday.com is all about and how it works. And yes, and I worked with another company after some months, and they said, "Oh, we use Asana." And different companies use different tools. And
Mm.
then sometimes some companies even expect you to, as a project manager, they also expect you to use a bit of these tools okay, so these tools are meant for tracking your projects. They're meant for giving your team member tasks to do and tracking the tasks that they are working on. So I as a person, I am going to include this tasks on this tool, on this AI tool. So I'm going to
Okay.
create so they basically usually have a template, and then you just have to write on each template to do doing, done, and the likes, depending on whichever tool you're using. I think Kanban board has more templates than Trello and Jira, so it depends on the one you are using exactly. And then you can just create the templates on these tools, and then on the to-do, you're going to write out the list of tasks that you want people to do, we want your team members to do, and you're going to assign those tasks to each individuals. So
Okay.
you
Okay.
you and everybody on that task can monitor the tasks that everybody's doing. You people can see whatsoever people are doing. So
Okay. You can. Okay. You can monitor the progress that each team
yes,
member is making on that
yes.
particular task or those tasks in question.
Yes, and once a person is done with a particular task, they can move it to the next, they can move that particular task to the next template, to the next folder. Yes, let me use folder. They can move it to the next folder. So once I check, or it's going to give me a notification that, oh, somebody moved something. So once I check, I can see that, oh, you moved something. Oh, you're done with this task. Every task, you create a task, you create a deadline for each task, the start date and deadline for each task, and you assign it to people. AI is not going to do this for me. I'm going to include this prompt into this tool, and all AI has
Mm.
to do is remind this person of this task and remind me of this task. And that's all it's going to do for me, basically. So it needs me and my team member to work together to be able to achieve whatever I want to achieve. All the tool has to do is to help us to track our tasks and make sure that we're able to deliver our projects on time. I think it works for
Right.
different industries differently.
Okay. 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 Interesting thoughts there. Now, let's talk about embracing something new. Now, one thing that a lot of people have deal with is change. Change is something so many people do not like to actually embrace. Change to some people can be something really scary, depending on the level of what exactly it is. Now, we know that as the days goes by, change is, as they say, is the only constant thing. No matter how afraid one might actually be, no matter how against the one might actually be, the change will keep on going. You can't stop change. Now, it's really important to know this. How exactly would a leader, let's say someone who is heading maybe a company or in an office and is trying to bring this change in, what exactly can that person do to guide the team in order to adopt this new technology? What's the key to keeping everyone on the same page? Because I mean, some people would be, okay, it's something new. Let's see how it works. Some other people will say, ah, no, I like my typewriter. Or, ah, no, what's all this one? That kind of thing. I don't want to use something new. How exactly can a leader, from your point of view, actually make it easier for everyone to be on board? That, okay, this is the future. This is a new tool that will make your life so much easier. Embrace it. What can be done?
So it's important to train everybody, whether you know it or not. It's important to train everybody. That way, everybody feels like we are on the same level. I don't feel like, oh, so they didn't train this person because he knows it, and they are training me because they feel like I don't know it.
Hmm.
Sometimes even when people don't know this thing, out of anger of the fact that, okay, so you're only training me because you're looking down on me. I won't want to learn this thing. So it's very important that you train everybody alongside, whether you know it or you don't know it. We are training everybody on this thing, and then we are giving people tasks. We are giving people. I think yes, they call it demo. So there are
Hmm.
little tasks that you can practice on. You can learn how to use this tool very well for your own use. And then it's also very important that even when you're introducing this new tool to people, you you do not make it look like, you know what? This tool, we better do it, we better use it or not. That's it. Yeah, I mean, when you want to introduce something to people and you're making it sound like, this is a do or die affair, the first thought that comes to their mind is, what if I fail? What if I cannot use
Mm,
it? Are they going to sack me? What's going to happen next? But it is very important that you make them feel comfortable enough to use that tool, make them see it as, make them understand the importance of that tool to their work personally and then to the organization. People are more comfortable working with companies that they feel like they can grow while working with you. You're not just about the money. I just want to make profit and that's all. You're also concerned about my personal growth, even while working with you. Because I want to leave your company and I want to go to another company and I want to be a better person. So while working
right.
with you, there should be something that I should be able to learn. There should be something that I should be able to get from you apart from my monthly salary. So it's important that you train people, make them see the importance of that tool, make them feel very comfortable using that tool. You don't force it on them. In as much as it is important that they use that tool, they learn how to use it, but you don't make it sound like, use it though, or there's no other way out. You just have to use it.
Mm. You know what? That comment you made about the first reaction that someone would have when maybe uh a manager or someone comes and says you need to learn this thing by force, by fire, that kind of thing. Usually for me, my first instinct when someone comes with the whole attitude that you need to do this thing by force, by fire, my first instinct is usually, I'm not going to do it. I usually feel like, come, what do you mean? What's all that one? I'm not doing. That's usually my first instinct. So I guess I understand perfectly what you mean by the approach. And this is also where the soft skills of that particular individual, the manager, comes in order to, should I say, make everybody feel that they are all on a level pegging. They are all important, they're all valued by that particular organization, that company. And it gives them that feeling of, okay, let's all work together to embrace this new thing that has come. And we can use it for a betterment and take ourselves and of course the business, the work we're doing to the next level. I'm enjoying the conversation this morning. Let me sneak a message in. Can I? Okay, you know what? I'll take this message when I come back in, and we'll continue and round up the conversation on Lagos Talks on Smooth 98.1. My name is Ayokunmi Kekereko. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, we're getting to the business end. So what I'll do is I'll come in with number seven, and I just try to sneak in number number eight, nine, 10, sure.
Okay.
So maybe what you can do is to keep the responses as summarized as possible. Because if we continue like this, then we'll get to 10 easily. Very, very easily we get to 10. That's how it always is. You know, when you're talking and back and forth and all that, you just keep on going and going and going like that. Let's see here. Someone has asked a question on how AI can actually help teachers. Okay, you have question to answer. All right, all right, all right. Welcome back to Vegas Talks, Smooth 98.1. You know, we love music and we love life. We're having an interesting conversation this morning. We're in the future. We're talking about AI. That's what it's all about this morning. We're talking about AI, of course, and navigating the future of work. My guest is still with me on this one in the person of Oyinlola Obafunsho. She's an IT and project manager, as well as the vice president of Volunteers Project Management Institute. And she has been sharing very much needed knowledge with us this morning. This is why we love to have those who know. You know what they say? Follow the person that knows the road. Yes, very, very important thing to hold very, very dear. You can still send your thoughts in. Any questions you might want to ask Lola, or any experiences that you've had when it comes to AI that you'd love to share. Hey, we'd love to hear from you. So the WhatsApp number is 0809 440 981. 0809 440 981. That's the WhatsApp number. I'm also on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. That is another way you can, see what's going on in the studio. Of course, I'm in my full winter's best. Okay, let me take some messages, Oyinlola, before we start to round up the discussion. This is a message from Kachi. Kachi says, I was introduced to Drogo, is it Drogo or Drogo? Drogo AI solution in the new office that I joined. At first, I was confused because I'm used to paper reporting systems as a salesman. And Drogo AI is a project management tool that allows companies to assign responsibilities to team members and monitor progress as well. Drogo flags down tasks that are going off track, and it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful AI solution, and I'm glad that I learned how it works. Now, that's a testimony from Kachi there explaining how he was able to learn this particular AI tool in order to make life a whole lot easier. And he said something that you kind of alluded to earlier on, like talking about, he's used to paper reporting systems as a salesman. So this particular thing coming in as a new technology for what is this? I'm used to paper now, but I mean, him deciding to put his head down and learn how it works has changed the way he does things at the end of the day. Beautiful stuff. Okay, there's a question here. This is from Olumide, and he says, how can AI serve subjects and classroom teachers? Which AI applications would you recommend? Interesting, because I was actually going to ask a similar question. Well, I will still ask the question anyway, because I mean, I can't have you here and not pick your brains, but this is Olumide wondering how it can serve teachers and the educational sector in a nutshell.
Okay, so I'm not a teacher, but there was one tool that I searched for at a point. I'm trying to remember its name right now. I think it's education.com or something. So during summer year, parents would always enroll their children for summer classes, and it's of course going to be online. And this particular tool helps you. It's on this tool, they had already uploaded the um syllabus on the tool, and so you as teacher have to learn the syllabus, and then on that tool you can actually give them assignments, you can teach them whatever you want to teach them, you can follow up with their progress, so you can give them assignments, and just like the tools that I used as a project manager, you can see their progress on the assignment that you give to them. So you can see the assignment that they've done, they are working on presently. It's going to show you the ones that they're working on presently. You can easily track their progress on it. I do
Okay.
not know so much about that tool, but then I searched online for it during summer because um I teach children fellowship in church on Sundays, and I wanted something else to educate them. And then yes, there's also this game that we play every time. It's very educative. We call it Kahoot, or it's called Kahoot rather. So you can give them questions on it, whatever questions that you want on it, and then they answer it. It's like a game that I would set questions on, then I'm going to write out the code, or whichever way you are. If it's a virtual class or it's a physical class, you can write out the code. If it's a virtual card, you can just input the code into your chat room, and then everybody clicks on the code, they join your game, and when everybody's is online, they are already on that game site. Then you can click on start and everybody can play the game. It's timed. So it also helps them with speed. It helps them with speed as long as you want them to answer these questions.
Right. Right.
Yes, I also think teachers can also use ChatGPT. Teachers can also use cloud AI. I used ChatGPT at the point when I wanted to work on my Bible study plan, because the one I had presently, I could not meet up with it at the point. So I needed ChatGPT to help with something easier that I could work with. And yes, that helped. So I think teachers can also use ChatGPT. They can use Cloud AI. You can use different tools depending on. Yeah.
Right. Interesting thoughts there. Olumide, what we can actually do for you, what I can actually do for you is that I will have more conversations with Oyinlola about this particular issue. And of course, she will, should I say, do some digging, particularly in response to your own field, and of course, try to get those AI tools that will work better for your particular field. Like she says, different fields have tools that work perfectly, work better for each particular one. So that is something that I will have a conversation with Oyinlola about. You can also probably have a conversation with her because she'll be dropping her social media links. I think LinkedIn definitely before the end of the conversation. So just keep it tuned so you can get that information as we go along. A lot of time has absolutely flown by, and we need to round up this discussion now. This is just in a nutshell, just to summarize for anyone out there, young or old, who is skeptical about AI, who has used AI, who is looking to use AI with one eye on the future, because like you said, it's not going anywhere. Just advice basically on what we should look for right now, what we should expect, and what we should, hope for.
It's very important that we are not scared of AI. It's very important that we do not feel like so it's a Western thing. It's Western people that have AI, and because it's built in whatever country, UK, US, whatever. And so we that are not from those countries should not basically use them, or might not be able to use them as much as these people will be able to use them. No, I don't think that's right. We should all be able to use AI to its full capacity,
Mm,
and not be scared of it. Like I said, AI is here to stay. And it's also important that you know that you can train AI to work the way you want it to work, to answer you the way you want it to answer you. You can also learn while using it. You don't necessarily have to be a tech person. Immediately, I want to start using AI. I want to know all the prompts and everything. No, it's important that you take your time. While you're using AI, you make mistakes and the likes, but it's fine. Learn from it and get better on the job. Get better while using AI. Don't be scared of it. Don't run away from it. Use it for your own best, for your own productivity, and train it to your best of use. And also train yourself. It's very important that you upskill yourself.
Also train yourself. Very, very wise words. And on that note, we need to draw a curtain on the discussion this morning. Thank you so much, Oyinlola Obafunsho, for joining me to talk about AI and, of course, the future of work as well. And for those who would love to, like Olumide, who would love to talk to you more about this and more when it comes to AI, project management, and so on and so forth. I know that you're active on LinkedIn. What's your LinkedIn handle for anyone who'd love to get in touch with you?
And you're not welcome, sure.
Oyinlola Obafunsho, simple,
Yes.
to the
Yes.
point. All right, absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. And I know that you probably need to get back into bed because of the time where you are right now in the US.
Yes.
Absolute pleasure. Hopefully, we'll have more conversations about this and others in the nearest future.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
All right. Have a great morning and a great Wednesday ahead. Thank you all so much for being a part of Lagos Talks this beautiful Wednesday morning on Smooth 98.1. Keep it tuned. The Smooth Breakfast will continue. There's a lot of smooth soul music lined up for you to get you started on your hump of the week Wednesday.